everybody? We're back. This is gonna be February's video. This is a video on financial freedom. If you look behind me, you'll see the great city of Virginia Beach in all of its glory. It's a snow day, it's Thursday.
How many inches did we get?
About 17 inches of snow the other day. I'll flip the camera. Iced out, Audemars. Where are the boys? The boys are surfing right now. But anyways, we're gonna talk about 401ks, Roth IRAs, traditional brokerages, credit scores. It's gonna be really great. So peace, love, and lots of moolah. All right, everybody, it's the same day. I never thought this would be happening, but we have some free time. Snow days are meant for efficiency. Thanks for everybody who watched my last video. I think we're at, +5 views, so I'll count that as a W. I'd like to shout out Oaken Ivy. Hit the link down in the description. This is the Smoky Mountain. This is hand poured in Somers, Connecticut by the great and powerful Mrs. Tanya Landry. So go hit that up. It's a good day. And it's a great day to talk about my next topic, which is going to be investing. In a time when crypto is back on the rise, TikTok millionaires are in Bali, and that one person from high school is an internet guru, it's easy to feel behind. It feels like everyone knows what's up while you're stuck raking leaves and working for someone else. I'm now 24, and I hope to live to 100. I am 25% of the way through my life. This is not investment advice. I'm not a millionaire. In university, they said that we believe that money handled well is the greatest tool to create long-term change. I don't think money is evil. I don't think being wealthy is evil, but I think that the love of money is the root of all evil, and there's so many ways that it's deceiving and really tricks us to pursue things that we shouldn't. I believe that money is a really powerful tool, and so these are some of the things that I use to leverage money, ways that I try to get ahead of it. The first rule of finances is going to be straight out of the Dave Ramsey School of Finances, and that is going to be save more than you spend. Over 50% of American households are in credit card debt, and over 80% of households are in debt. 35% of households in America could not write a $400 check. Don't hear me saying debt is a bad thing, because debt itself is not the enemy. To buy a house, you need to take on debt. To start a business with a loan, you need to take on debt. But unnecessary debt and debt held for too long will kill your chances of peace of mind. Unfortunately, the world we live in is about comparison. Who has a better car, iPhone, or job? To keep up with this, we often spend money to fill in the gaps. Drive less, eat out less, buy less things from Amazon. I know some of you are clicking off this video right now, haters. But before you do, I want to say that I understand if this offends you, or if you say, Luke, it's impossible. Financial independence is not for everyone. The second rule of investing is this: open up a retirement account. Start a retirement account now. These years in your 20s are going to be the years that really just pay astronomical dividends down the road. You're going to hate yourself if you're 40 and you wish you have a retirement account and you're like, I watched this guy on YouTube 20 years ago, who's my friend, who cared for me, who wanted me to succeed, telling me to get a retirement account. I didn't. Here's your chance to never, ever have that conversation with yourself. I always tell people to open up a Roth IRA. The cashier at Walmart, my coworkers, I believe a Roth is the finance gospel. And I know a lot of you are asking, what is a Roth IRA, Luke? A Roth IRA is an after-tax retirement account. This means that when you invest, the money is taxed, but this means you will not have to pay taxes on any gains that you make. A Roth is the same as a brokerage account, which we will talk about later, in the fact that you buy and sell stocks and funds within it. No investment grows if you don't invest. You can't just throw your money in your Roth in a money market fund. That's just a bank account in your Roth or a bank account in your brokerage account. You need to actually invest the money. And yes, stocks will go down, but a retirement account is a long-term account. You're investing that money to have it when you're 60, not in 5 years from now. So you can ride out the waxes and wanes of the market, but you're going to be riding that trend line to the moon. Diamond hands. If you're asking what to invest in, I'd recommend this book, The Simple Path to Wealth, and I'll link something here. The premise of the book is to invest in the S&P 500, which is an index. Some of you are asking, Luke, what is an index? An index is a collection of stocks that gives a good representation of the overall market. It takes takes the complicated nature out of investing. The one difference with a Roth IRA is that you can only contribute up to a certain amount each year. As of 2024, it's $7,000 a year for those under 50. Other investment retirement accounts could be your company's 401k, which I would contribute to if possible. Companies usually have a 3 to 4% match, which means if you contribute up to 4% of your paycheck to your 401k, then your company will match your amount. It's literally free money. So if you make 10 grand a month and contribute $400 a month, that would be 4%. Your company will match that $400 to a total of $800 invested in your 401k each month. The one caveat to a company 401k is that it takes a certain time to be fully vested. This means you can't quit your job after 6 months and keep the company that is in your 401k. You can only keep your contributions. Usually the time period to be fully vested is about 1 to 3 years, so watch out. If you invest 4% of your paycheck each month for 6 months at $400 a month and your company matches that, and if you quit after 6 months, you cannot pull $4,800 out. You can only keep $2,400. But another nuance is that if you are going to leave a company and have a 401k managed by the company, you can transfer it over to be managed by you. Obviously, this is minus the money your company contributed, unless that's over that 1 to 3 year mark. This happened to me when I worked at Costco over COVID. One day after I left, I got a check for $1,500 and realized it was my cashed out 401k that I had not had the foresight to transfer over. It's one of the biggest regrets of my entire life. My third rule to investing is open up a brokerage account. This is an account to invest money that is not a retirement account. Most investing companies like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab have platforms where you can open up multiple accounts. For example, you can open up a Roth IRA and a normal brokerage account in the Fidelity app. A brokerage account is something you should do after you have a Roth IRA. This is for money with a shorter timeline, like 3 to 5 to 10 years or 1 day. This is for buying things like an engagement ring, a car, or a playset for the children. The same investing principles here would apply. The S&P 500. I would be less aggressive in a brokerage account than in a Roth because the timeline is shorter and you have to pay more taxes because it's a non-tax sheltered investment. Now that is nitty gritty, but basically a Roth or a Roth 401k, that is the government saying, please invest in your future. We want you to not be a leech on our economy when you are old through freaking living off of health care and welfare and social security. So we're going to give you a tax break now, but you should invest in a brokerage account. You shouldn't just try and save all your cash and then save up one day and buy an engagement ring. Now that's a great idea, but wouldn't it be better like if you could get an average of 11% a year on your investments? And so if you got 11% a year investing with a brokerage account and then cash that out in 5-10 years, that 11% a year times 10 would be much higher than the 1%, 0.01% interest you get on just putting your cash in the bank. We're going to talk about what this really means later. My fourth rule is my favorite rule, and that rule is credit cards. I'm a fan of credit cards. The points, the perks, that credit score just going through the moon. My one rule with credit cards is to set them to auto pay. This means if hypothetically you have money on your credit card that's due, and say you go to Abu Dhabi and you don't have access to the internet, but you have money in your cash account, your checking account, and that checking account is linked up to your credit card, you don't even need to worry about paying your credit card balance. It's automatically going to pay it every single month. It takes the pain and the hassle out of like, oh my gosh, what do I owe? What do I not owe? Blah, 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 blah. There's no excuses in this life, and there's no excuses with credit cards. Stay hard. It's important to know about your credit utilization ratio, which is the percentage of your total credit that you are currently using compared to your total available credit. It's a key factor in determining your credit score and is used by lenders to assess how well you manage your debt. You don't want to use up all your credit. Experts say that using 30% of your credit is the best way to bump up your credit score. A way to calculate your credit utilization ratio is to add up all the limits to all your credit cards. Say you have 2 cards and one limit is $5,000 and the other limit is $8,000. That means your total credit limit is $13,000. So what's 30% of $13K? $3,900, which is 30%. You want to stay right around that 30%. Hypothetically. Now, I'll be honest, I do not follow the credit utilization advice. My favorite credit card is the Costco executive card. The annual fee is a Costco membership, which is $60. So if you have a Costco membership, you automatically get this card for free. This card, you get 5% cash back on gas, 3% back at restaurants, and many more perks. There's all sorts of different credit cards. You should just really look up NerdWallet stats and figure out which is the best one for you if you're wondering which one you should pick. My fifth rule, and fifth down in the list, is to set up an emergency fund. My dad, Dave Ramsey, financial professionals all across the world, Eli DeYoung, they're all rolling over in their graves or rolling their eyes. But I say, I'm young. Let's invest. I can always pull money out of the market if I need it. This rule hinges on the concept of depreciation, which not enough people know about, not enough people understand. The dollar today is not worth the same as a dollar 10 years ago, nor is it the same value as a dollar will be in 20 years from today, if we even still use dollars. This means you are losing money if you just let it sit in your bank account. But an emergency account must be liquid, able to be withdrawn without selling anything, and the most liquid asset is cash. So you need a cash account that doesn't depreciate. But Luke, you just said a couple minutes ago that if I invested money in a brokerage account and then I invested money in just saved it, then it would be different and I would make more money if I invested in a brokerage account. Luke, you're saying 17 different things. Luke, I'm going to click off this video right now because I don't understand what you're saying. Hit the brakes. Pause. It's all good. How can you do this? Luke, how can I do this? Luke, I feel like you're one of those gurus that has all the answers, but it's behind a paywall and behind a 3-hour-long course I need to watch on a Thursday night. Calm down. You're good. Just go open up a high-yield savings account. Go to Wealthfront and sign up. They'll give you an interest rate of 4%, which, as of February 2025, which is far better than what your average bank will give you. Now, I believe you should effectively be living paycheck to paycheck. Every dollar should be accounted for, whether it's investing, living expenses, or travel. You should keep track and plan for your money. An emergency fund is fundamental for peace of mind because it is a backup. It is for big purchases that you do not expect to make, like an emergency room visit or a new engine in your car when it blows up. An emergency fund is to get you through unexpected financial hardship. It's not a travel fund. It's not an eating out fund. It's your backup plan for when something goes wrong. And things go wrong. You need new parts for your car. Your wife has a surprise pregnancy and you need to pay for giving birth, which is it costs like 10 grand for a baby to be born or something like that. You can fact check me on that, but it's insane. Lastly, groceries. Why are you going to Whole Foods? You don't got it like that. It's just a flex. Go to Walmart, go to Food Lion, get food that's cheaper. Focus on wealth, man. And for all the bots, it's silly to front like you're some special person. You're not. You are, but you're not. Don't go out to eat all the time. Just be content. Find contentment. There is one thing that I would like to add. I'm editing this a week later, and that is tithing. I think that tithing is the most important way we can handle our money. Tithing is a biblical thing. It's a cultural thing. All the best business books on top of scripture say that you should give a portion of what you make to the church, the poor, insert the blank here. But tithing and giving some of your money away, I don't think it's how much you give, it's that you give. But learning how to detract what you think about having more and wanting more can help loosen the hold that money has on you. This video is meant to serve as an intro to my investing philosophy. It's not investing advice. I have all sorts of opinions and want 5 other people to know them, so I made this video. Now, I know that there's a ton of things that we didn't get into,
like crypto, technical analysis, blue chip, value versus growth investing, different ways you can invest.
That's it for now, and stay hard, stay blessed, stay humble. Peace, love, and lots of money.